Scaling an outreach system with agents. And today we are going to focus on browser automation. I'm going to share with you some very interesting and cool frameworks that I learned about this week. They are going to improve my game significantly, and I'm very excited to share them with you. I was kind of thinking whether or not I should share this or keep them as a secret, but I decided I'm going to share as much as possible because I want you guys to enjoy and the community to grow and everybody can win. Business is not a zero-sum game. If a rising tide lifts all boats. Okay, quote to make me sound smart checked in this video. Now let's dive deeper into the thing. So if you go, for those of you who are new and you haven't seen the video that I published a few days ago, I published a video in which I'm combining RPA, specifically Microsoft Power Automate, with CrewAi. Obviously, you can also use Autogen or any GPT API request. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm taking RPA, which stands for Robotic Process Automation, and I'm adding layers of use of agents to the workflow. And what I like about RPA is the fact that it gives me a lot of control and a lot of freedom to mix different elements and steps in the workflow, that it's pretty challenging to achieve this amount of preciseness in a workflow when you're only leveraging agents. So in this video, what I built a whole workflow in which I went to Facebook group, I scraped many prospects, I filtered them out based on criteria. So the keyword were like keywords in their intro, for example, only marketers, only agency owners, only CEOs, like people who are only my prospects. Then I made sure that they are from tier 1 countries because I want to target only people from tier 1 countries. Then I scraped the link of the cover photo, analyzed it using GPT Vision. Then I scraped the recent posts, analyzed them using GPT, and I also scraped their intro, like the profile. And based on this, I created a cold outreach that is personalized to the specific prospect, because what I'm trying to achieve is cold outreaching to as many prospects as possible. Now, the issue that I have confronted, and this isn't something new, and it's also something that I'm constantly thinking about, is the fact that basically all social platforms such as LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, they are imposing many limitations on the organic outreach. And some people call this spam, some people call it legit cold outreach. But anyway, the platforms, they want us to pay for the ads, and they don't want people to blast DMs to the users. It ruins the experience, and I kind of get it. So there are two ways to scale this. You either get more accounts, or you just start making using paid ads, because when the platforms are limiting your outreach, you cannot get too many prospects. And since I believe that business is somewhat of a volume game, and I can hit the number of prospects that I want to hit daily, because of the limitations, I had to kind of figure things out and decide what I want to do. So what I decided to do is see if I can scale this horizontally with more accounts. Now, what I did here, I bought a server. It's a Windows server, and I used Microsoft RPA tool, Microsoft Power Automate, to make the reach out while I'm sleeping and do all the automations on the back end. Now, the issue over here is the fact that I only have one account. So I decided to buy more accounts, more Facebook accounts, and connect all of them to proxies using anti-detect browsers to see if with more accounts I can get better results. The issue that I have encountered is the fact that for this if I'm using an RPA tool, I need to get, because I built this on an Excel and on a Microsoft native tool, I need to get probably more Excel licenses. And in general, I am not sure that Microsoft will allow me to be connected from 30 different proxies to Power Automate. So then I realized, okay, I must move to Python, or I must move to figure out a way that I can use browser automation via the browser, via a Chrome extension. Let me run this in the meantime. While we are talking, I want to start sending friend requests to prospects. Okay, so now I didn't want to use Python, because when you're, from my experience, when you are automating using Python, when you're doing browser automation via Python, it's very easy for the platforms to get you flagged. And this is a concern that I have if I'm connecting via proxy and I want to scale this process, so I can't be flagged. So it's better to use, this is why I always liked using RPA, because RPA simulates the movements of the user on the front end. So while I was looking for solutions, I encountered, first of all, the first thing that I encountered, it is a Python platform. It has anti-detect mechanisms, and it's basically, you probably know it if you are a developer, a Python developer, you know Selenium. But the nice thing that I like about this Selenium base, it has many benefits that Selenium doesn't have, like on top of Selenium. And one of them is the fact that it has undetected mode, which also Selenium has, but it's called UC mode. Basically, Selenium Base undetected Chrome driver mode allows bots to appear human, which lets them evade detection from anti-bot services that try to block them or trigger captures on various websites. By the way, check out his YouTube. He has an awesome YouTube. Let me just
Selenium
mention
Base.
him. Michael
Questions?
Minks. So UC mode is based on undetected Chrome driver, but includes multiple updates, fixes, and improvements to support a wider range of features and edge cases. So I won't go deeper into what it means, but you can check out this video. But what I even liked more about UC mode is the fact that it has a recorder. And basically what this means, I will just read what he's saying and then I will show you an example. Selenium Base Recorder mode lets you record and export browser actions into test automation scripts. Recorder mode can be activated from the command line interface or Recorder desktop app. So basically, what it does, you can record. Let me close this. Let's go back here. Basically, you can record your actions in the browser, Selenium Base. And then it translates all the actions that you took into a Python code. So this is very useful for beginners that don't do Python coding, and also for developers that want to move faster. So instead of typing the whole thing and figuring out the selectors of each element, you can just easily use the recorder. So let's give an example what we would like to automate. So let me come up with a link that might be useful for us. I thought about this already. Yeah. So this is a BuzzFeed quiz. Let's open it up here and start recording. So we record. It's going to open up the Chrome driver, and then whatever we do is going to take note of it, record it. Let's see if it realizes. No, okay. First, enter your name, Yaron. Next. Let's get the party started. Not sure what wants from me, but probably not a good example. Let's look for a new one, different link. Let's figure out, okay, let's just go to YouTube instead. But you can see over here, it saved the recording, new recording.py. This is an old recording. This is a recording that I did before. I went to Bloody Elbow, which is a website with UFC news, MMA, that our website that I follow. Basically, I clicked a few elements and it saved everything over here, but I want to show you a live example. Let's see which website can we select. Let's go to Google. It's going to be the easiest. So opening the terminal, Selenium Base recorder. We will save this here, Google recording. This will be the file name. This will be the window that will open up in the Chrome driver. Testing methods for Chrome. Enter. Doing this. Clicking this. Filling out here test. And that should be enough. And let's see what it's going to summarize. And now we can open this file, recording copied to here. So let's find it over here, Google recording. And as you can see, test recording self open Google, self type, testing method for Chrome. Then it wrote down all the steps that we took. Testing method for Chrome, and basically we have a script for automation that we can afterwards use anywhere. We can use in Power Automate, we can use in any Pythonic automation that we are running. And this is very, very cool. I really like this. So this is the first tool that I found, but it isn't the most exciting one that I found, because I'm not sure that I will use that, because what I found is Automa app. And Automa app basically is the solution that I wanted, and it took me a while to find it, because I was looking for a browser extension for all the proxies that I'm going to use. Because as I told you, I don't want to use Python for automating all the prospecting, because I'm afraid that it will be detected, although I'm using anti-detect. And also, if I'm using proxies, I don't want to rotate via the proxies. I don't want to rotate between the proxies using the Python. I just want to have many proxies open. Each proxy should have a Chrome extension on the front end and just run the automation. So I was looking to buy perhaps a Chrome extension for automating Facebook prospecting, but I knew that I will lack the flexibility, and it will also be expensive if I want to scale this to many proxies. And then after looking for a few hours, I found out about Automa. And this is very, very cool, and it is working pretty good. So Automa is an extension for automating your browser by connecting blocks. Autofill forms, do a repetitive task, take a screenshot, or scrape a website data. The choice is yours. You can even schedule when the automation will execute. They also have a marketplace in which people can build their own browser automations, and you can just go there to the marketplace and fetch the automation, and then start running the automation on your own. The setup is very easy. You can basically go to the Chrome store and buy, and not buy, it's free, and basically install the automation. Now let me show you the backend. So this is the Automa app. And they have here a few test workflows, and here's a workflow that I've built. So one alternative is you can record a workflow, Facebook automation. Let's go to Facebook, and it is currently recording. It is supposed to record everything that I'm doing. So let's say ClickFunnels official. Members. Russell. Add friend. And let's pause this recording. Now we will open the Automa app, which is here. And you can see it recorded. It's a dragon. It's like a. It reminds me of ManyChat or many other workflow tools like Zapier, for example. Not Zapier, like Make, for example. You have you can drag, reconnect, stuff like this. So new tab. It started in Automa app. Then we moved to Facebook. Then it found the selector. We wrote ClickFun. Then we scrolled. Then we filled out the form, Russell. In this case, it was Russ. I don't know why. And then you see it clicked all the elements. Everything is right here, the whole workflow. And what we can do is execute again, and it's going to do it again. We can also share the workflow with friends or with more users. So what I'm planning to do is create the Facebook. I already started creating the Facebook workflow, and then I'm just going to share. I'm going to install the Chrome extension in all the proxies, each one of the proxies, and I'm going to share the same workflow to all the proxies, and then I'm just going to execute each one of them. And another alternative that they have is hosting a workflow. In this case, you can just build a workflow and let someone else access the workflow, execute the workflow, but that someone, let's say your customer, they won't be able to see what you have behind the curtains. I mean, how did you build the automation? And they won't be able to edit the automation. So it's basically for if you want to share this with your customers. Now let me show you the capabilities. So you can add different delays, you can export data, you can open different tabs, you can rotate between proxies, go back and forth in the browser, click on elements, fetch text, fill out forms, add links, add JavaScript, upload files. Basically, you can do whatever you want. And you can also do, obviously, loops, while loops. You can also connect this to a Google Sheet. So you can put all the prospects. I'm going to put all the prospects in my Google Sheet and then just start looping via all the prospects. You can use regex. The sky is the limit. Obviously, you have like scheduling. You can schedule different workflows. And you also have very good logs, which is very nice to have. Let me show you. Let's see if I can run the automation that I've built already. I just called it 32. Okay, so this is a simple automation that I started building. Basically, it opens a Google spreadsheet. Let me see if I can open the spreadsheet for you guys. Let's open the spreadsheet. So we have a link of Google Spreadsheets. Now it opens up and it's starting to loop in the data. So it loops through the Google Sheet. It is taking all the Facebook profiles. It opens a tab with the respective URL. It's going to delay for 1 second. It's going to click the element for sending a friend request, then another delay, then it's going to like the recent post, then another click in order to send a DM, then another delay, then it is going to send a message. it clicks the message button in Facebook, and it then presses the keys so you can send the text, and then it is going to close the tab. So I can run this, but it probably won't work now because I need to make like final adjustments. But as you can see here, every time you execute, you have automatically you have this log, which is very valuable. So you can see the trigger, the Google Sheet, it looped the data, it opened the new tab, it did the delay, then it clicked on the element. This was the profile. Then it liked the recent posts. It's so convenient, and so on and so on and so on. Now, for the selectors, it's very easy to choose the exact selectors. Like making the browser automation is very easy. So let me just share with you an example. Click element. Let's select an element. Let's open this. Let's do this again. Select an element, and here you can, let's say I want to click add friend. So I can select here exactly which class, which selector I want to select. So let's say I want to take the add friend. I just copy it here, and I just paste it over here. And let's say I want to make sure that it's a button. So I can just remove this, and now we can verify selector, and let's see, verify selector again. And as you can see, it took the first add friend button because we didn't specify which prospect we want to click on his name, so we took the first one. But obviously we can adjust the selector, it's not an issue. But imagine that we go to a specific profile and we want to hit the add friend button. It's going to be pretty easy. So let me show you another example. Let's say we want to send to this guy, Russell Masters. So we can verify selector. Let's change the selector. We come here. CSS selector. It sometimes has like some hiccups, but in general it's pretty amazing. It was very easy to build. Let me try this for the last time. Okay, so now it figured it out. So let's say we want to click the view button. So as you can see here, we can just copy this, paste it here. Now let's verify. It found it, as you can see. So it's very convenient. Let me just remove this because this is the automations that I'm actually using. Then you hit the save button. Let's see what happens if we execute, although it probably won't work because I need to make a few adjustments. But let's see, for the sake of example. So let's see. We can open the log. We see exactly what is happening. Taking the URL, it opens the profile. Let's see. It clicks an element. Now there is a delay. And it broke. I don't know why. But it's I think it's the second time that it breaks for me, and I played with it like all day long, so I don't think it's an issue. I think it's because it didn't find the selector that it was supposed to find, because I didn't add an if to validate that the selectors are there before it does the clicking. So this is probably the issue. Again, it's just a work in progress, but I'm so excited about this because, as I told you, I'm going to scale the prospecting system, and using this Chrome extension is way more valuable for me instead of doing like this with Python or building one RPA hub and just rotating between a ton of proxies, which is basically something that I already built. Let me show you what I have here. So this is the server that I'm using, like my Microsoft VPS. What I like about Ionix, and maybe other solution providers are also offering this, so you don't need to have, let me see if I can log in without, you don't need to connect via RDP, you can also connect via what they call console. And this allows you to keep the automation, let the automation keep on running while you are away. And as you can see, the automation at the moment is working. It is scanning each prospect page and looking for prospects that have the keywords that are relevant for me and located in the US or tier 1 countries. And then it is going to send a like to the recent post and then send a friend request. Let me just pause this for a second. Yes, so I pause this, and what I wanted to show you is the fact that I already have an automation that rotates between 20, it depends. At the moment I have 25 proxies, and it rotates between the proxies, and every time it opens one Facebook account and sends the DM, but this is causing a big mess and a lot of problems during the automation. So this is why I want to move to a solution that I have, like every profile, every entity can stand alone and can run the automation on its own, and it's not rotating between the entities. By the way, one thing to mention, let's just keep on running. One thing to mention about automations, that automations are always a work in progress. When I was just starting out, I was hoping that my automation, like building an automation, will solve my issues, and then it's like a set and forget, and then I can just stop caring or being worried about this specific workflow, until I realized that automation, they are never set and forget. It's always a great enhancement to what you're doing. It's always a great accelerator. It's a great leverage, but you always need to take care of the automations, and things tend to break. They break often. You must build robust solutions, and even when the solutions are robust, you still need to take care of automation. So this is just a mindset shift that I had regarding automations in the last 2 years or so. I'm not expecting automations to solve all my needs and to be set and forget. I just understand that they are very helpful and accelerating my work. As you can see, while I'm recording this video, I have this automation running in the background, expanding my Facebook network. Let me see. I think that's it for today. I think we covered everything. The goal of this video today was to share with you my progress with regards to the outreach automation system that I'm building, and the two new tools, frameworks that I found. One of them was the Selenium Base, which allows you to record movements on the front end, on the browser automation, and then have export everything to a Puppeteer code. And the other alternative was the Automa extension, which is kind of like a no-code tool for browser automation. In general, I'm having a lot of thoughts regarding automating this system of prospecting, because on one hand, it is very valuable for business owners and solopreneurs, because it is one of the best ways to get to new customers, just reaching out. But on the other hand, it doesn't have, I'm not sure it's a long-term strategy, because of the fact that the platforms are imposing limitations on all of these outreach efforts. For example, the videos that I did the other day about LinkedIn prospecting, just about the fact that you can reach out to 100 people that are with you in the same group on a daily basis. So this rule changed the other day, and LinkedIn is currently limiting the amount of outreach that you can do 2 people that are with you in the same group to only 10 per month. So from 100 per day to 10 per month. And this just goes to show you the trend that makes a lot of sense, that the platforms don't want you to do cold outreach. And if you want to do marketing and sales, they expect you that you either pay using their paid ads, or you just create better content. So I'm not sure that this is a long-term strategy like the prospecting at scale, that it is a long-term strategy that I should really invest more time into it. So I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts regarding prospecting at scale, and in general, if you have any other use cases, if you're a business owner or entrepreneur or solopreneur, and you have interesting use case that you think that automations and agents can solve the use cases, please contact me via LinkedIn or just write in the comments below, and then it will give me ideas and inspiration to build other processes, see if I can build other processes that can help all of us automate and spend more time doing stuff that we like, or maybe with our families, or going to the gym or whatever. Yeah, so that's my ask from you guys today. If you have any workflows that you would be interested in doing, please let me know. Regardless, as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and obviously subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And until next time, keep on automating.